In Springfield, Massachusetts, at the Springfield Cemetery. This cemetery was made in 1841, but there already was a cemetery here that was made in 1825, and that was the Union Street Methodist Society Cemetery. And thus, you'll have burials in a given section that were from a much older cemetery. It's a cemetery within a cemetery, which is very rare. And in 1841, when they started up the Springfield Cemetery, they were both separate. And for a very long time, until the I think by 1870s, they were truly separate with a fence between them and so forth. But then the Methodist Society decided not to have this cemetery anymore. For a very small fee, they gave it to the Springfield Cemetery, and it became one. Now, how to find the old burials here? You have to look out, I find, for the white obelisk. Now we'll find a lot of the very old burials. You see one in front of us, and then as we look over there, I see four more over there, and then a huge one in the very back. And then if you see some other white limestone or marble obelisks or regular gravestones, they're probably also from the Methodist Society. And the way they did it, when they bought the cemetery, they already had all those burials, and so they had also more space between the burials that had no families being buried. And so what they did, they decided to start filling in with others. And a lot of the fill-ins are Sears Roebuck style fill-ins from the late 1880 up to 1920 or so, when Sears Roebuck was selling these stones out of their catalog. And thus we have a rear section of a cemetery. We have a lot of ancient stones, and then stones that are typically found 90 years later and very conventional looking. And so you're looking at one in front of us. The one in front of us is the Briggs stone, and I'm seeing dates on it of 1841, 1834, 1832, all before the cemetery was even here. A lot of these stones need a good cleaning and rehab. But you can see this whole family, Louis, Mary, Pamelia, Edward, and Charles, are all buried here, and they're probably all very old stones. Now, as we sweep this way, you can see the same thing. And remember I told you, if they're the white kind, they probably belong to the old Methodist cemetery. If they're the black style that looks newer and keeps it engraven longer, they're probably from fill-ins from the old Springfield Cemetery. And if you swing the other way, then we have the same effect. There's big obelisks, white big obelisks, and then there's very typical Sears Roebuck style gravestones in between. So you can actually find this old cemetery within a cemetery. And I have never seen this. I've been to 100 cemeteries in my life. I've never seen a cemetery within one. But it has a nice features to it, and it's well worth visiting. So we're going to scan one more time, sweeping 180 degrees along. Your location is within the cemetery, Chestnut Avenue and Main Street. Okay, we got to the end here. We're going to go over and look at what's on the other side right here. And the same thing occurs. So this whole section here is a double plot of Methodist and then fill-ins. And so you look at the white obelisk and you see plenty of them, especially close to us. And you see some white upright stones. They're very worn out. They're very old. They're over 200 years old, some of them. And if you look, there's fill-ins in between. So you can actually very quickly figure out what is what here. And again, this is a very unique feature. I wish I could find another one of a cemetery within a cemetery. So thank you very much.